Welcome to the Useful Idiots Show. This is Luke.
Oh, we're the Useful Idiots Show?
Yeah.
I thought it was Welcome to Useful Idiots.
Welcome to the Useful Idiots. This is Luke.
Hello, I'm Paul.
And I guess, should we do a little introduction or no? I mean, you obviously have something. Well, no, let's go ahead and talk about maybe exactly what we do on this show or where we're coming from. You wanted to do that on the website. Of course, usefulidiots.net.
Yeah, that's a shameless plug there.
I just wanted to go and try and get that started. So, go ahead and maybe tell them a little about exactly what we do.
We've never done it before. This is our first show.
Everyone excuse, I guess. I guess recording my front about my dog walking around, kind of just getting right in the middle of everything. So, maybe the first show. But what do you kind of want to? Where do you want to come from on the objective standpoint of what the media is kind of pointing out and what the politics are going on?
Well, that's kind of an interesting statement. I feel like the media doesn't tell the whole story or the truth. I mean, we saw a poll yesterday where 6% of the American public, regardless of their political affiliation, trust the media right now.
6%.
6%.
That's pretty amazing. Do you know where the poll is from?
I think 6% of the people don't think we land on the moon either. Or it might be like 10%. That number might be going up.
You're trying to tell me 10%. I'm going to go ahead and say that those people are just
Who are the people that trust the media, that believe everything that they say?
Ignorant people? Naive?
I like naive.
You like naive?
Because I feel like the people that trust the media have been led down a path of lies.
Well, they most definitely have. That's just anybody who really believes the Republican or Democratic Party are actually for them, to me, have just been fed lies for too many years now.
Yeah, we've been fed lies.
We've all been fed lies. All right, so basically that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go ahead and maybe try and point out and be a little more objective about issues that are going on instead of how the media has their bias that's always going to go ahead and be their agenda, we should say. They're going to constantly try and point out, let's say here.
Well, you're starting to sound a little conspiratorial there about the media. That's usually my thing here.
All right, sorry, I'm the objective one. He's a conspiratorial one. I forgot. That's how this works here. Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and jump on in for today, and then we can go ahead and every single show we can always brush up on exactly what we intend on doing a little more, I suppose. But just kind of all started because last night during the Blackhawks game.
A game I actually watched a little bit of, if you could believe that. I'm not the biggest
I really
hockey
don't.
fan.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I think that only because you were at the gym, you had nothing else to do.
It was just on. It was all that was on the TV.
It was all on TV, so that's all you had to watch. I
thought coming into today that we would be talking about Crawford getting into a fight.
Well, I mean,
that would be
always
the biggest story.
Yeah, you'd think that would be the biggest story. But of course, there was one that overshadowed it. Andrew Shaw.
Yeah, Andrew Shaw saying a homophobic slur.
Yes, the F word, the supposed.
Well,
F
and that
word.
too. Well, the F word too.
Oh wait, I mean
I said the homophobic slur.
The homophobic slur F
Yeah.
word. Yeah. There's.
I was thinking of a different F word. When
you were
said
thinking effing word. Yeah. No, the other word. Yeah. The for the British folk out there, look up the vocabulary for pile of sticks or what you call a cigarette.
I don't know why you know British slang words.
It just online Reddit, a lot of Reddit. They have a lot of those stuff. Yeah, you should know how to. There's too much information on Reddit. So, what happened was, of course, about 2.5 minutes left in the game. Andrew Shaw kind of had an interference call on him, cheap penalty, right in front of the actual Blues net. And as he was actually going to the box, penalty box, I should say, for anybody who doesn't know anything about hockey, he flipped off the refs twice, not once, but twice. He kind of threw up his hands and then threw them up again. And then he got in the box, threw the water bottles on the ground in anger, which I actually completely understand. If you play any sport, you understand that you get a little frustrated, and especially with a game on the line like that, and you take a bad penalty, you're angry. But then you kind of you see his mouth form into
the slur,
homophobic slur, exactly, which was effing and then the word, and now there's just talk along all kinds of news sources right now for sports, calling for his suspension and massive finding and massive suspension for him.
It's not just sports media either. The the whole regular mainstream media has gotten involved in this too. I mean, the story has kind of exploded beyond the realm of hockey or even sports in general.
We can call them the social justice warriors, kind of coming out of the woodwork here, making sure that hockey is tainted. You can't say something without, of course, a camera catching you, and now all of a sudden your entire career has to be hurt because of it.
I mean, in pro sports, I mean, I was a pretty big basketball fan, and trash talk was just part of the game.
I will say it was towards the ref. I mean, he did say...
Well, yeah, that's true. It is towards the official.
Towards the official,
Now, does the NHL have any particular rules about this?
I was trying to find some research. As far as I knew, they do have rules in place, and I'm not really completely sure, but it is they will fine you if you, of course, impose any hatred views or slurs towards the homosexuals or transgender, for that matter.
So it is written in the law.
Yes, but that is towards other players and not just words, I should say hateful speech towards other players. Supposedly this just being mouthed out, which of course he did say.
Was he saying it to any particular person?
Supposedly the ref, but it does seem like he was
So
just
the
kind of
ref,
saying,
does that make it better or worse than if it was another player?
Well, I would say, if anything, the flicking off of the ref is a little bit worse than this. I mean, that to me is an actual issue with maybe a possibility of being fined or something, or just actually having some repercussions to the next game. The problem I have is that, I mean, he really was just, of course, saying it. If there was not a camera on him, would he actually be disciplined for this? You know, I mean, like, think about it. If we weren't in such of the actual...
I mean, he was already... I mean, the discipline hasn't happened yet, and it sounds like he was getting disciplined well before he said any words he shouldn't have said. But the question now is that as far as the NHL's perspective goes, it's bringing a lot of negative attention towards the NHL. Warranted or not, it's bringing negative attention to the NHL, and the NHL just might have to come down on him just to make an example.
You know, the NHL is a rare breed of sports where they really don't hit people as hard as other sports. You know, if you said something like this in the NFL, you'd be suspended for 8 games and be fined $500,000. Numbers are kind of high.
The NFL has its own host of different problems. I mean,
concussions and
no,
all
I
that.
was thinking more along the lines of people's girlfriends getting punched and things like that.
Yeah, but they've also been taken care of. You know, people have been suspended for an entire season. Ray Rice, you know, to go and name one.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, the NHL is definitely much different. Where, especially with the Blackhawks, they have a soft spot for their highest-grossing team to go ahead and ensure that nobody is going to go ahead and ruin the chances of the Blackhawks. If that means that they need to go ahead and be a little light on Andrew Shaw, it's probably going to happen that way.
Do you think they're going to go light on Andrew Shaw?
I would hope that they don't give. Well, he deserves something at this point, a fine of some sort, more than just
because
because
he going to miss games.
He will miss probably a game, and I guess I can't really disagree with that. Not necessarily because of what he said, but his actions just in general, along with the fact that it did get caught. I guess I see where they have to come from by at least giving him something. But that does not, of course, go without saying that that's just absurd that this entire thing is being blown up the way it is.
I mean, I haven't read all what the social justice warriors are saying about Andrew Shaw and what kind of penalty that they think that he should have, but it sounds like it's a little bit more outlandish than what someone can realistically expect for what he did and how he got caught saying it.
Yeah, I mean, you expect somebody to go ahead and be so calm and composed at all times during a high-intensity playoff game that you're going to go inside the penalty box with 2 minutes left after you just know you probably ruined the game for your team, and then not yell something that you don't really expect to be caught on tape and then be completely penalized for. I mean, it's really asking a lot of these people in general, even me. We just recorded we just recorded the first podcast, but unfortunately
we cursed a whole lot.
we scrapped that one fast because it was just maybe too many things that were added in there that we had a disagreement on where the show was going on that one. And we had to scrap that entire thing just to go ahead and redo this because of the fact that, I was my first time recording a podcast, and I just...
just went right for it, right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. There's no rules here. We're not on the radio. We don't need to go and worry about all these rules.
You know what? You do have a good point. There aren't a lot of rules as far as language on podcasts, but I just think... I'm the one that thought that we should err on the side of caution.
Yeah, what a very calm and composed man he is to go and care that much.
I am a weenie.
Yeah, let me just... I'm like, social justice warriors, bring them on. All right, bring them on.
I am totally scared of the social justice warrior. No, not really, but...
that's why we got the show going on. We're going to go and try and be calling these people out for what they do. If you ask me, they're just as bad, if not worse, than the people we're going after.
Do you think the more pressure with Shaw, going back to Shaw, sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Going back to Shaw, you think the more pressure the social justice warriors apply, the higher the penalty is going to be? And when can we expect the penalty to be issued? Today?
Probably today. Yeah, I would assume the day after. Obviously, the next game is on Thursday, tomorrow, so they definitely need to go ahead and actually, obviously, get this done and the actual answer before tomorrow.
It'd be interesting to see the social justice warriors' reaction to what the penalty actually is that comes down. Will they keep persisting after a penalty's been released?
Unless the times have changed where these justice warriors are kind of coming out of nowhere. I mean, Patrick Kane supposedly raped someone over during the offseason.
That was a big story.
Huge story. And
they didn't really come out against him, did they?
No, it's surprising enough. There wasn't really not much.
I mean, it was a huge sports story, but it didn't really cross over into the political arena.
Yeah, it was surprising, odd, weird, really, because I mean, this is blowing up much more than that is, and he supposedly raped a woman. Now, obviously,
the case was dropped.
Case was dropped. There was just evidence of the woman tampering with evidence, and the mother of the woman tampering with evidence to go ahead and set it up in a way that obviously made him look guilty when. We obviously don't know, but they obviously had to drop it just because of that exact situation. But the fact still remains is that a man caught accidentally on camera with just having to read his lips, obviously, to go and figure out what he says, which anybody can go on YouTube and watch really quickly because I definitely recommend it.
It seems pretty clear what he said, but...
It took me about 3 times to go ahead and I watched it 3 times before I finally found out what he said. Because no one told me what he said. All I heard was... Well, it's a homophobic slur. No one actually had any balls to go ahead and just say what it was.
Yeah, you got to go on YouTube to see the clip, and you can clearly see what he says, or at least I think you can clearly see what he says.
Do I have to say guts, or can I say to cojones? Because I mean,
I think you could say cojones. I'm okay.
Well, what about the other term? Things
well, you already said it. It's already out there.
I don't know our rules.
I was gonna let that one go. Just
had to go ahead and confirm this. We got to go and obviously set our basis for how this show is going to be recorded, and that's why I need to figure out exactly where we're at, where we stand on this whole system of words.
Cojones, I'm okay with.
Cojones, I'll use cojones. It's okay. All right. Well, that being said, we'll wrap up the Shaw one with that. This is going to be just the first short little recording we're going to do.
Episode 1. The Shaw Menace.
All right, everybody. We'll be back probably in a few days. Y'all have a great day.